Make sure you're staying connected with the show on social media. Follow us on Twitter at CV Radio Podcast. On Facebook, just search Chuck Vans Radio. And on Instagram at Chuck Vans Radio. We're here, Warped Tour Edition, Episode 7 of the Chuck Vans Radio Podcast. And with me, Warped Tour head, Mike Dar. And what's your official title and role here with the Warped Tour?
You know, I actually work for Vans full-time. I'm an events manager for them. And my role out here is pretty much I'm in charge of our activation liaison as well between the production staff and the Vans staff. And just pretty much run a merchandise store on the road and help out wherever I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been working on Warped Tour?
This is my 14th summer on this tour.
14th.
Yeah.
What would you say this is probably the hottest summer so far?
No, it's not the hottest summer. We started off, it was pretty wet. We got a couple of storms in early. But it's been pretty hot. Texas has been pretty hot. Phoenix, Vegas was hot, but definitely not the hottest summer.
Well, on Warped Tour, like a day like this, what's a typical day like for you?
Well, a typical day for me starts at 7 a.m. I'm on the grounds when Kerry Nicholson is setting the logistics of the stages. I have to work with him so that way my footprint doesn't get, stepped on. We have a pretty big footprint out here and stuff, and I'm just out here in the morning to make sure that walkways are cleared and everybody's setting up properly, and we get to set up where we need to set up and accomplish our goal and our job for the day.
Get everything ready, good to go when those lines open. When do the gates usually open? 11 a.m.?
11 a.m. typically, depending on the load-in. Today, load-in was at 8, doors are at 11. We've had some late load-ins at 9:30, and door would be at 12:30 those days.
There's always the late load-ins. Rock and roll time, right?
Exactly, right?
And, with Warped Tour, it's typically been known over the years for the punk, hardcore, ska music. Do you think the shift in music genres here on Warped Tour has been like a natural progression over the years?
I have seen it become a natural progression. The scene has changed a little bit from the old, NoFX and Pennywise days to now you have like Pierce the Veil and other bands. Like this year, there's a lot of great bands on, like Beartooth. I really like Beartooth. I Prevail's doing well. And then you have other genres like Jewel Vera, who comes out here. She's got a great voice. Other bands like Creeper and Microwave are doing really well out here. And there's a lot of really great bands.
I remember years ago, Shooter Jennings played.
Oh, Shooter Jennings,
and that was one. And that was when I saw he was going to be on the tour. I was like, I have to go see Shooter Jennings.
You got to see Shooter Jennings.
And not many people know Shooter Jennings is the son of country icon legend Waylon Jennings.
Correct.
Go check him out. And the one thing I've noticed is over the years with Warped Tour, typically people look at it and think of it as like a teenage concert. And with bands like Sick of It All, TSOL,
right.
Some of the old school bands, was that purposely done to kind of maybe merge and blend together the old school and new school together?
Yeah, that was done. Kevin Lyman and his production staff, they kind of pick all the bands and curate all that stuff. So I think the last 4 or 5 years, it's geared towards a younger crowd. We had the YouTubers on here and stuff like that. So it did draw a really young teenage crowd. And he kind of switched it up this year. Like you said, he had Sick of It All. There was Guar on here, the Adolescents, Street Dogs. Love the Street Dogs, like that really Boston good punk sound. And it is geared towards more of an older crowd, you know what I mean? At least some of the show, you know.
That maybe now the old school parents can bring their kids who are into the younger bands. Right?
Correct, exactly. And here on tour, they do the parents get in for free. So if you buy a ticket for your child, you get in for free. You can see the bands that you like when you were younger. They can see the bands that they like now. So yeah, it's a great mix. We get all ages, and we still see 12-year-olds and heck, we see 50-year-olds out here having fun. So it's a great show for everybody.
And it's I remember the first Warped Tour here, Sunken Garden Theater, 1995. Will we possibly ever maybe see a return of the BMX skateboarding to Warped Tour?
I don't know. I was here when we had the vert ramp and switched over to mini ramp. We used to do a street course. It all, I think it all kind of came down to the turnover ratio of the kids that were participating in it. You travel from city to city and you just kind of see the same kids return. And, it kind of comes down to budget and space and everything like that. So there's a lot of different aspects whether it's going to happen or not, but it's been gone for about 5 years. Do I see it coming back? No. But
never say never.
Never
You
say
never
never.
know.
Hey, no. You know what? I mean, we still have like in Detroit. There's a great account of ours called Modern Skate. They always bring out a vert ramp, and they get BMX and they get skate dudes on there and some inline rollerblading guys, I guess.
Yeah, so you never know. Could be partnership with local skate shops.
That would be great.
In each city,
I mean?
you know.
Yeah.
I know there's only a handful of dates left on the Warped Tour for this year. If anybody of my listeners in other cities that might be on the fence about going, what can you tell them that might sway them over the fence?
Well, Warped
Getting
Tour,
their ass to Warped Tour.
Well, Warped Tour is a great place not only to see your favorite brands that are on the bill, but to discover new music. So I would highly recommend coming. You know, you never know who you're going to come out here and discover and like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out here playing the same genre, and not necessarily the same sound, but the same style of music, and they just sound different that are great. Even me being on this tour for so long, I discover new bands every year. And that's what I really love about it, you know what I mean? It's not just the same bands and the same repetition and sound. So come on out. There's a lot of great sponsors. There's a lot of great labels. There's a lot of great bands. A lot of great people out here. The food's not bad, you know what I mean? So I would definitely recommend people coming out to Warped Tour, having a good time, you know?
Well, I know you're a busy man, Mike, and I
good.
want to thank you for your time for, doing this interview, giving us a little history of Warped Tour, and, just give us all the facts and the rundown, the 411 on Warped Tour. And if you need tickets for the upcoming dates, a handful of dates that are left, go visit the website, vanswarpedtour.com. We got more Chuck Vans Radio podcast coming up.